The nice girl. The insipid little muppet can either have a smile or frown on her face. She can be young, middle-aged, or elderly, look like a supermodel or your frumpy librarian. But one thing for certain is she allows people, places, entities, and groups to puncture her boundaries. But does she even have boundaries? If so, they are borderless, and people have molded her into what they want since her existence on the earth. We will show you how being the nice girl in complex situations and even social and global movements can get you got, especially as a Black woman. It's time to take your nice girl cape off and burn it. The Goodbye series, No More Ms. Nice Guy. This is the last video for this series. For all our new subscribers and resetters, please check out our Get Back on the Throne series and Climbing the Totem Pole. Only 2 videos on the Goodbye series is on YouTube. All the other episodes are exclusively on Patreon. Thank you for being a loyal resetter. And to our new subscribers, welcome. Let's get on with the video. There are so many self-improvement books about being the nice girl. But as you know, we dive deeper on what being nice can get you. We women are raised to be sweet, kind, caring, selfless, and many men and the women that worship them will tell us women it is a virtue to have these attributes. As you know, we at Transmuted Living deal in dark wisdom. Being nice will ruin your life. The only way to level up your life, financially, spiritually, physically, and in your lifestyle is to be as ruthless as possible. Sometimes that ruthlessness is wrapped in niceties and tied with a manipulative bow. But never be nice just to be nice. Never be nice for validation or love. This video will cover tips you will never hear anyplace else on the dangers of being nice and reserved only for our Patreon members. 1. Be flexible and keep your nice reserved for the powerful and people who can change your life for the better. Even if you have great employment and opportunities, always keep your eyes open for new and better opportunities. We always ask our resetters to write their short-term and long-term goals in their journals. Be flexible enough to move on to a place, an idea, a preferred experience at a moment's notice. Keep a simple lifestyle on the road to leveling up. Get rid of things you do not like or doesn't serve you. Any cumbersome elements in the form of people, places, or things, get rid of them. For example, if you are not at your goal life and have 1 child, try not to have more, so you can be as kinetic as possible. This is for mostly single women. For unhappily married women, you have already encumbered yourself, so you must be creative to get what you want in order to find ways to accomplish your goals. 2. Being nice will waste your time on people purposefully trying to waste your time to sabotage you. We don't want to stir paranoia in your life, but be careful of those who use your niceness as a way to lock you in to situations and predicaments you never planned for your life. Being nice will keep you trapped. 3. Never allow it to happen a second time. If you feel a person is backbiting, jealous of you, or has some resentment, and they show it one time in the way they talk to you, or if they sabotage something you are putting together or your work, do not let them show it a second time. The second time ties you up and hurts you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. I honestly believe if you sense any form of negativity the first time, don't let that person handle anything that has to do with you, especially your finances, work, or family issues. Cut them off and tell them nothing. We will discuss discernment in another video. 4. Now this is going to ruffle some feathers. But the real reason Black women do not succeed in this world is we link to people who are social, emotional, and financial failures. Ouch, I know it sounds harsh, but I told you this video is going to give you level up tips that are very dark, and we dive deep here. Have no one around you that can't get their life right. If you are that person that can't get their life right, change that as quickly as possible. Find the ways out and not the ways to stay stuck. Successful people are not attracted to failures. Being nice to yourself is the biggest con job that those faith healer, spiritual, softy, mumbo-jumbo, self-improvement books and YouTubers tell you. Make an assessment of your life and truly ask yourself, is this it? Am I successful in my field? Am I living the life I truly want? Now remember, it's all relative. One woman's success means something different to another. But the question is this the life you want? If the answer is no, get your shit together and dump anyone in your life who can't get you to the next level or doesn't support you emotionally and/or financially. Failure is like the flu. It can be caught. I know a filmmaker that needed to greenlight a movie, but first she needed about $100,000 in seed money to finance it. A few famous actors had already read the script and loved it. Their managers gave the green light that their schedules would allow them to do the movie. A friend of mine had invited me to a party out in La Jolla, and I called this filmmaker to see if she wanted to hobnob with possible investors. Instead of saying yes to an invite that could possibly change her life, she says, "You mean I have to advertise and tap dance to people I don't know?" I'm like, "Yes, stupid." She foolishly declined the invitation and instead stayed home with her worthless boyfriend. I won't be surprised if it was he who made her decline. I cut her off. Only work with the best. Only attach yourself to the best. Be around people who you can learn from. Failures cannot help you. Even nice failures. Remember the scene from Good Will Hunting? Check out our series, Get Back on the Throne, Show Me Your Friends. In the scene, Will's friend tells him he has a gift and should leave their small neighborhood of small-minded people. Will's friend was truly a friend that knew he was meant for more, and hanging with them will lower the chances to live the life he truly deserved. Black women rarely have such kind failures as friends. Most of the failures attached to Black women want to see Black women playing in the dusts of Blackistan with them. Resist the urge to hang with the failures to be nice. There has to be a purpose to every connection you make. Even very close friends who refuse to level up with you must be left by the wayside. Just like accident-prone individuals can affect those around them to get into accidents, the same goes for failures who are not doers and only think about what can't be done. All these traits will affect you with this toxic friendship and collaboration. Do not be nice to failures of any kind. 5. The moth doesn't worry herself with the moths who threw themselves in the fire. Alan Watts. We are at the time in American history where there are no 100% safe havens anywhere. Every choice is a risk for Black women. Do you want to stay in Blackistan? There's a risk for that. Do you want to go out and see the world? There's risks for that. Or do you want that husband and children? There's also risks for that. Whatever you choose to do, you choose to take the risks involved with that choice. You can't worry about the other Black women who are moths to a flame. Your life is not a part of a movement where you look for trends and internet friends to tell you what to do. Even our channel realizes that certain choices have certain risks. Some risks are easier to surmount than others. If you choose to move to another part of the continent or another part of the world, you may miss close family and friends, but the benefits of a more leveled up lifestyle outweighs the family and friends. If you stay in Blackistan, you run the risks of being caught up in violence, robbery, and all sorts of life-changing risks. What type of risks are you willing to take? Do you fear the unknown? Sometimes the unknown is better than the known hardship and deprivation that you are experiencing now. Everyone else be damned. What do you need to do? We can see it in social media, where Black people as a whole follow the controversial, angry, and volatile channels, and not the ones who will force you to make real change. It's easier to cozy up to anger, because anger is frenzy and raises blood pressure, making the listener think they are making changes, but they are not. Real work is stepping out on faith in a higher power, whether it be a God or your instincts and faith in yourself. 6. You're stronger than you think. We mentioned earlier that when spiritual influencers say be nice to yourself, it's a load of hogwash. Be nice to yourself when you have made a bold move. That's when you give yourself a small, economically responsible reward. You're telling you at Transmuted Living to put yourself to work. You have to list the radical truths about yourself and your past. You have to be hard on yourself and accept the things you did wrong and toxicity you accepted, and then figure out the changes you will make to be proud of yourself. You can only be nice to yourself when you have dug deep into personal accountability work. Getting yourself to a safe place, fighting for your dreams, and achieving those dreams is being nice to yourself. But the climb is not for the weary. It's for the ruthless and cunning. 7. Don't be mean on purpose, but wear your ruthlessness like a tightly fit glove. Ruthlessness is for the trip. It's a weapon for the climb to success. Whatever you call success, we don't say you should randomly be nasty or vindictive to everyone you encounter. But there has to be a ruthless seed implanted in your soul that makes everyone know that you are not to be fucked with at all, that you will get what you want by any means necessary. There is a fire that has to fuel you to get the life you deserve. I can just hear the femininity girlies saying, "Oh, but that's so masculine." You are in a masculine world. A declining patriarchy. A declining patriarchy coupled with a dying superpower is a dangerous combination, leaving whoever is at the bottom of the totem pole in that nation in a troubling predicament. And that's where Black women are at. A troubling predicament. We talked about radical truths in our video, Climbing the Totem Pole. Radical truths. And one of those truths is that Black women are in a failed matriarchy and a kindergarten patriarchy. They have to be way more cunning than any other race on the planet. There's a bullseye on Black women's backs from the dominant culture as well as the men in their diaspora. You do not have the same predicament as white women. You have to adopt the matriarchy of your ancestral mothers. It wasn't nice. It wasn't based on Greco-Roman homosexual rulers who hated women. Your femininity is very different. Black women can be quiet, demure, calm, sophisticated, and still be the most diabolical women on the earth. Your nails can be elegantly painted and your face beat to the gods. But if you think that you should couple that with old, antiquated acts of femininity that has nothing to do with your true ancient core culture, you're delusional. Remember where we came from, centuries before colonization, before any Greeks, Romans, and Arabs circumvented the globe and forgot they came from us. Demureness and niceties were never our traits. But it has to be played strategically because we are now in the most dangerous time in American history. It seems like not much is going to happen, and people will say platforms like mine are setting up paranoid narratives. But nice will get you got in business, in personal relationships, in politics, health, and in your spiritual and emotional wellness. 8. Say nothing at all. Silence can be mean, but use it strategically to let your enemy squirm. There's nothing like guerrilla warfare. When the enemy says something and you don't counterattack out in the open, but you get their channels shut down, or you do group root work, or sign that petition, you get other clandestine things done to your enemy without saying a mumbling word. That is true power. Many Black women expose their weaknesses on social media, fighting men and talking about men that do not deserve your energy and mental space. We see it with content creators who are so busy talking men or fighting each other. That is a sign of weakness. For a truly sovereign woman, no one should be your weakness, not even your children. You are the queen, everyone is a subject. But life ain't easy for the head that wears the crown, so get ready for real work if you plan to adopt this archetype. A year ago, I quietly attacked a content creator. She was a sister that did makeovers but had very disrespectful thumbnails, humiliating her clients. She had a very impoverished and older population. The content creator was clearly a bleacher and a colorist. And in the thumbnails, she would make her dark-skinned clients look horrible, and you could tell it was edited that way. The wigs were clownish, and I almost passed out when I saw she had 1.2 million subscribers. I quietly hit every thumbnail with a report. I didn't mention anything on her channel. I just struck all the colorist and disrespectful thumbnails. On repeat, she changed them immediately. I won't have you disrespect Black women in any part of the diaspora. That's how you attack. You don't need to march. You do not even need to make reaction videos or talk about people. Just strike. Was it nice to do that to her channel? Nope, but I'll do it again in a heartbeat. I'm doing this with a tiny channel, while the larger colorism channels are busy fighting with divested channels. Everyone is weak. Fighting and squabbling on social media is weak. Talking about the disgusting, lazy kindergarten patriarchy is weak. Following people who call themselves BWE but don't like the hair that grows out of her own head is stupidity. Social media is teaching Black women to be publicly reactive, and it's embarrassing. Your enemies will stop when you stop reacting. Enemies will stop fighting you when they don't know how you will attack. Silent guerrilla warfare is ghastly, nasty, and rule-breaking. This is the world you, as a Black woman, is in. Nice will keep you in the permanent underclass. Nice will keep you fighting for the rights of people that don't deserve your protection. 9. Don't be nice to other races of women and their movements. We have no problem with Korea's 4B movement, but Black women collectively need to acquire a patriarchy. These Korean women have a system that have realized their past mistakes. Will America realize their past mistakes to you as a Black woman? Will America find ways to increase your safety during childbirth and job security? Will Church announcements, financial workbook is being edited and will launch July 7th. Thank you for your patience. The Black Girl Business Manual needs a whole other platform to list them. We are currently looking to see how we can list all the Black women-owned businesses in categories. It's a great thing that there are so many Black women-owned businesses, but it's a taxing job to list millions of them. We may have to find a way to have those businesses contact us. With work and now planned vacations, this task is huge, so please be patient with us. Social media is our hobby, not a main source of work.